Hello guys, welcome to AMA Collection T-Ball channel, and today I'm gonna do a deck profile on my A Standby Love License Shire deck, and these are the A Standby Climaxes. For level 0, we play 3 of the level 0 oversized GK Chaser, and when you have her on the field, you may not play Event or Backup, which doesn't matter as much as level 0, and she's a good level up target when you don't need her later on in the game. Then we have this Dia. So on play from hand, you can look at top 2 of your deck, rearrange, and when she attacks, you can move the top card of your deck if the card's to level 0. You can call that card to the back row. And so like, the target of this card is like, you want to see the top 2 of your deck, and if you see a standby on top, you want to move it to the second slot. That will help out your game plan for so many stages in the game. And if you play this in the early game, you can just get a free level 0 if you check a 0. Or, if you see a level 1 in your standby on your top deck, you can move the level 1 on top, then swing with this, build a level 1, check the standby, call a level 1 now. So like, she just has many uses in the deck. Then we have this level 0 Yo Bomb. And so her second skill is when she's sent to the waiting room from the stage, you can pay 2 to salvage the character. So most of the time, her skill is there to like get over like oversized level 0s, or if you just happen to check a climax early, you can use her to pay it up easily. And we have 3 of this, Akatsuki Yoshiko, and her first skill is she give 500 assists in front of her. Second skill is you can pay 1 sacker, look at up to 4 of your top deck, choose 1 music, put it to your hand, send the rest to waiting room. So in the early game, she acts as like an assist, so like you can make your 3k5 chaser into 4k, or if you stand by your level 1 early out, you can make them 8k or something. In the late game, she helps you fix your deck state, and you can just like go through your deck anytime you like. Then we have one of these Hanamaru's Rob Searcher. So since because of the choice list, we don't have the Rob Search Mary anymore, so we go to her instead. So you can Rob Search with her on play. You can look at the top card of your deck, put at the top deck or the bottom. So like, even if you don't want to Rob Search, this is just a really good way to see your top deck and rearrange. And if you see a climax, you might not want to use it, then you can choose what to do from there. Then this is tap sale sideways brainstormer. I just play one since the Yoshiko is kinda like a brainstormer too. It's just there for the reflex, and sometimes if you have a very compressed deck, you might want to brainstorm instead of doing the Akatsuki. And then this is the starter level 0s. This used to be on the choice man list, but not anymore. And her first skill is when she's sent to the waiting room, you can look at the top card of your deck, put top or bottom. And then her second skill is when a card on your field is sent to the waiting room, and if this card's in the back row, you can send this card to the waiting room instead to anchor that card. So you can use this to save many of your cards in the front row, especially your 1-1 or 2-2 targets. And then you can do the extra like top check with her, or like I'm sure you guys seen the videos, multiple videos about like using her skill. Like you can play this on top her for like double top check and so on. So that's a level 0 lineup. Moving to level 1, we have a very simple level 1. So 4 of this 1-1 Chica, and if you have 2 or more other music on the field, she gets a 1-5 and hand encore. So this is your main level 1 standby target. Then we have 1 of this Yo. So this Yo is somewhat similar to this Chica, but like she needs 3 or more other music, she gets 2k. So in the end, if you have like 3 or more other music, you get both of them will be 7k5. But the difference is this one, the hand encore effect is not tied to the other condition. So like you can just hand encore is early if you don't have an established board yet. And this is 1-1 Yo. She cannot be reversed by cost 0, so very good anti-fever target. Or you can just use it, and so like you can deny your opponent from playing their unreversed level 1 combo. And finally, this Rico, and so she on play she gives a card 1-5, and she's a level 1 bomb. So basically you can make these cards even bigger, and Well, unlike any other cards, any other level 1, this card doesn't cost anything to play. So sometimes you might not have the cost you need to play these not the usual way. This card can help you to save stock. And we get to level 2. So this Chica. This card on play top check. If the card's a level 0 music, you can put it to the stock. And when she attacks a level 3, she gets 6,000 power. So just a really good like top check if you want to. And potentially it can save your stock. And you can just stand by this out early if you want to attack the early plays. Then we have 2 of this Ruby backup. And so when you use this, your card will get 3k and your opponent has to build from the deck equal to every music you have on your field. So if your opponent is about to deck down, like usually people like to leave like 1 card left in the deck before they refresh, so the climax they play during that turn can go back to the waiting room. So when you use this, you can save your card. Like usually this deck have really big power, so when you use this, you can save your card from getting reversed while decompressing your opponent. Then we have 3 of this 2/2 Ruby. For every other music, she gets 1,000 and she gets an encore. So this is the card you want to keep on the field like for the most of your games besides level 3. And she's usually 10k or more with the level assist. And so like this is your main 2/2 standby target. Then we have the choice medalist. So this Rico, most people play it 2. I play it at 3 because usually I see people stand by her out from level 1, but for me, I love to play her the normal way level 2, so I can use her effect right away. Her effect is infrared level assist, and you can rest her, discard 1 card, reveal the top card of your deck, then salvage from your waiting room a card with the level equal or lower than the card you reveal. So this is a free way to check your top deck and a free way to fix your hand too. And also, if she's in the clock, she will be the early play condition for this card. Well, before, there was be your main play level 2, but she just here, so like sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, but if you get it, it's nice. Then like we move to the level 3. We have 4 of this. Yo. Her skill is she gets 500 for every other music. On play heal 1. And when she attacks, you can pay 1, discard 1. If you have her standby climax, you can reveal the top 9 of your deck, then burn your opponent for every standby in there. So let's say if you use a Rico and you see a standby on top and you don't want to trigger it, you can attack with this first. So you can shuffle it away while guarantee at least 1 damage from her attack. Well, you don't always use her for her finisher skill, but like if you do it, sometimes she can help you win the game. Then we have 2 of these early play Yo. So the condition is 2 elite climaxes in the waiting room when you want to play her early, which is very easy to do with this deck since you have the Yoshiko. And her second skill is on play heal 1, and she gets 1k for every background character you have. So sometimes you don't even need to stand by her out early, but if you do, like you have like an 11k beater, and then with the Rico you can have a 12-5 beater. So this deck plays 6 healers since later on you want to try to like stay as take as less damage as possible and heal them away so you can play the long game with them. Since this is a standby deck, you don't really have like the power to rush your opponent down quickly like many other decks. And we have the mirror ticket package. So this card is limited to 1, and when she attacks, you can reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is the music, you can burn your opponent for the level of that card. So this card is just really good and free burn. That's why it's limited to 1. And this card is here. If you have this in the clock at level 2, you can early play her. Then when this card is played from hand, you can pay 1 to call this from waiting room. So these 3 used to be the main package of the Oceanshine deck, but with the standby deck, you can just standby her out early. Or if you happen to have this in the clock and you can play these, then you can just play this at level 2 or at level 3, and you don't have like many cards on the field, you can just play this to call her out. So This is not the main target of the deck anymore, but you can pull it up, it's nice. And we have one of this Dia. This card is very interesting. So if you have 3 or more other music, she gets 1k. And when she attacks, your opponent might not play backup. And she has a damage card ability, so when you take damage and you don't cancel, then you can look at the top card of your deck, put it to top or to the weighing room. So if you play your level 2 game correctly, you will be able to stand by her out in the front row at level 2, which will help you mitigate certain damage before going to level 3. Then we have this Yoshiko. So in this standby meta, her effect is very important. So on play, she can return one of your opponent cards to the hand and she gets 2k. On attack, she can pay 1, discard 1, give your entire front row 501 soul. So this can help you to get recite damage in this deck, because like standby doesn't really give you a soul, and like you can bounce on like nasty target on the field like the Asuna Assist or the Futawa from Bandicoot Senpai. Just a really good card, help you play around like backup events or like soul mitigation effects. Then we have this Rico. So her most important skill is on play you can rest one of your standing characters and your opponent chooses one of their climaxes, take it out and then shuffle the rest into like the deck. So this card decompresses your opponent deck while make sure like they refresh with one list climax. It's just really nice, but like you don't really use it that often. She's just there because if the opportunity comes, you can use her. And the last card of the deck is this Rico. So on play, she can look at the top of your deck for every music you have on the field. So it's a nice way to like get the card you need. But like her second skill is also important. Like she combo with this climax. So when she is standby onto the field, because of this card effect, so whether you play this from hand or you check it, you can pay 2 discard to stand her. So while this is not like the mandatory combo you play, but at certain times in level 3, this extra standby can help you finish the game. Well, many people they prefer to play the Siren Climax and play the level 1 combo, but I think for this deck you don't really need to like build stock, and 5k5 on reverse is not really that reliable. So I rather go with it. At least like I can have an extra attack at level 3, which many opponents would not expect it. And so yeah, thank you for watching the profile, and I'll see you next time.